Hi everybody, welcome back to Arma Reforger, and in this video I want to show you how you can change the scenario or the game mode that you're playing on your community server. So let me give you an example of why you would do this. So the most basic way is if you go to your community server and you go to the general settings and you go to scenario and you click on this, you'll find all of the official different scenarios. So we've got Game Master on Everon, Game Master on Ireland, we've got Conflict on Everon, we've got Conflict on Ireland, we've got Combat Ops, we've got the training mode, that sort of thing. So we can simply just change it there and then restart the server and we'll be playing Conflict on Ireland or Conflict on Everon, all that sort of stuff, nice and easy. However, there may well be a situation whereby you want to install a custom scenario, and say for example you've cloned the WCS servers, or clone sounds like you're doing this in a nasty way, but I'll put a link in the description below this video to this video tutorial I've done, which shows you how to find out all of the mods that a particular server uses in order to give you a particular experience. And one of the mistakes we sometimes make is that when we do this and we install all the mods and then we jump onto, say, Conflict on Everon, we're not getting the proper experience because we haven't changed the scenario. And this especially applies if you're playing a different map. So if, for example, you're playing on, say, the Afghanistan map on Arma Reforger, you want to find the conflict scenario for that particular map, because remember, all the capture points and all that sort of stuff and the stuff that spawns in is all going to be in a different place, so you need that. If you're coming from the DayZ side of things, think of it as the mission that you're going to be installing that way. So anyway, so how do we do it? So in this particular case with the WCS mods, what you'd want to do is find out the particular mod. So in this one it's WCS Everon, and all the mods and the scenarios, they're all lumped together in the workshop. If you go to WCS Everon, and we've got it here, so you can actually load this on your server into the mod section by looking up the JSON. So when you go into Arma Reforger and you go into the workshop and you go into the mod manager and you've got WCS Everon there, and then you can go into the JSON here, and that gives you the mod ID to insert into your mod list, but that doesn't change the scenario. To change the scenario, what we actually need to do is you go into the scenarios bit here and you scroll down and you get that ID there. In fact, you can just click the copy me button there. And then on our server, we just go to the config.json, or we go into the config files section. And then near the top where it says scenario ID, in between the quotation marks, we then paste that. Now remember, we must have the scenario mod in the mod section below as well. But once you save that and then restart that, the game will now load in this different scenario ID. Which means that the different capture points will be in the correct places. The different rules for this particular version of Conflict, in this case, will apply. But it could be something like you're playing something completely different, like King of the Hill or Team Deathmatch or something like that. But as long as you remember those things, the rather odd thing that when you have a custom scenario, you're going to load it as a mod, and you're going to put the scenario ID up here, which you get from the online workshop page. In the scenarios tab, you're gonna kind of get there. In the description below this video, I'll put a link to my video about how to clone a server, because one of the problems you often have is you'll play on a particular server and you'll really enjoy it and say, well, this is really good fun, but what mods are they using? So I've done a video that shows you how to find out what mods a particular server is using, so you can then copy those mods and have them on your own community server to play around with your friends. And that will then include the often it will then include the different scenario which you can download there. I'll also put a link in the description below this video to my how to install basic mods on your community server as well, so that you can kind of get started. Now I would highly recommend, if you're new to this, start off just by installing new simple mods like Where Am I or Better Tracers or something like that on a vanilla scenario before you start installing different map mods and different scenario mods for those particular maps. Anyway, that's enough from me. Hopefully you found this useful. Hopefully I haven't made it too complicated. And of course, I'll see you again soon.